Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's maths lesson we're going to be taking a first look at algebra. Our WALT for today's lesson is to be able to use simple formula involving addition and subtraction. So the obvious first question we have to ask is, what is algebra? And why do we use it? Pause the video and see if you can come up with an answer for these two questions. Algebra is a really important math topic that you're going to be using a lot when you go to secondary school. It's important because it gives us rules that we can use to solve similar types of problems. These rules are called equations or formulae. The numbers are replaced by letters, which means that the rule can be used in loads of different questions. Let's take a look at a really simple example of this in action. What a great time to be on the farm. 4 of my eggs have already hatched, and there's only 1 left still to hatch. How many eggs did I have in total? Now I know this is a really obvious question. But if we had to write it in a number sentence, it might look something like this. 4 eggs plus the 1 unhatched equals how many eggs altogether? But unfortunately, the chickens... they're not great at English, so I need to make this number sentence even simpler for them. So instead of writing all those big long words, we could just say that 4 eggs plus 1 unhatched egg equals E for eggs. Now that's an equation the chickens can understand. E is equal to 5. Simple. But what we just did there was algebra. We swapped out a number, 5, for a letter, E. And it helped us solve the question. Let's see how that would work in a different situation. Okay, let's play a card game. I have 2 cards here. One of them is a 2. The other one, I'm not telling you what it is. But I will give you a clue. When I add the 2 of them together, I get 8. Can you solve the equation? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, I'm sure you got that. The missing number was a 6. Let's try another one. Same thing. I've been given 2 cards. One of them is a 6. The other one I've taken off the table and I'm hiding it on you. But I'll let you know that I'm calling it X in this equation. Now when I add 6 and my mystery card X, I get 10. Can you solve the equation and tell me what X is equal to? Pause the video. Give it a try. Well, did you figure out what X was? It was 4. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. If you got that, you just figured out an algebraic equation. Good job. Let's move on. Now don't panic. This is much simpler than it looks. I know what you're thinking. I only just got used to using numbers in maths. Now you want me to use letters as well? Well, let's just go through this step by step. In this one, we have a sum. X plus y is equal to 10. If y is equal to 7, can you figure out what x would be? Pause the video and see if you can come up with an answer. Okay, let's just go through this nice and slow. Well, I already told you that y is 7, so let's get rid of the y and put in a 7 instead. Now this looks much more familiar. X plus 7 is equal to 10. Well, we know then that x is equal to 3. 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. Okay, try this one by yourself. Completely the same as the last one, just with different numbers. X plus y is equal to 21. If y is equal to 9, can you figure out what x is equal to? Pause the video and give it a try. Okay, so we know that y is equal to 9, so let's swap that out. Now we have x plus 9 is equal to 21, so we need to figure out what is x. And x is equal to 12. 12 plus 9 is equal to 21. Now the great thing about algebra is now we know a rule of an equation. So we can move the letters around and still be able to solve it. Let's have a look at this one. The x has moved position. In this one, if y is equal to 8, can you figure out what x is? Pause the video and give it a try. So same as last time. We know that y is equal to 8, so we just swap it out. 8 plus 5 is equal to x. Easy. So x is going to be equal to 13. Now I know I've been using x and y an awful lot, but it really doesn't matter what letter we use. See, look, this time we're going to use a and b, and it works exactly the same way. If a is equal to 3, can you figure out what b is equal to? Pause the video and write down an answer. Same as before, a is equal to 3, so we're just going to put that in. 3 plus 5 is equal to, well, 8. So b is equal to 8. And that's the start of algebra. Let's see how much of that you followed. We're going to ask you 3 questions, 3 different levels of difficulty, easy, medium, and hard. See how many of them you can solve. Question 1. If a is equal to 6, can you figure out what b is equal to? Pause the video and write down an answer. Here's what you should have got. A is 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. Okay, that was the easy one. Let's try a medium one. If x is equal to 21, can you figure out what y is equal to? Pause the video and give it a try. Okay, here's what you should have got. So we put in 21 for x, and that left us with 10 plus 11 is equal to 21. So y is equal to 10. That was the medium one. Let's try one more difficult one. Final question. If a is equal to 108, can you figure out what b is equal to? Remember, it's exactly the same steps as the last ones we've done. You just might need to do an extra little subtraction sum. Pause the video and give it a try. So your answer should be 27 is what b is equal to. 27 plus 81 is equal to 108. Now the first time you meet algebra can be quite a scary experience, all those letters and numbers together, but I hope you kind of understand what's going on now. If you need to, go back and watch the video again, slower, and pause it at the parts where you got confused. If you got it all right, super, you're ready for the next level of algebra course. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, take care.